If you are trying to figure out how to answer that interview question, so tell me about yourself, well, you're on the right podcast. Yes, you are. I am Auntie KK. This is my career advice podcast and YouTube channel. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to help you answer that question, impress the hiring manager, but I'm going to also show you what not to say as well as what to say so you can get that job. Let's jump on in here. You know, as a career consultant, executive coach, business coach, psychologist, I am often asked, how do I answer the question? So tell me about yourself. Well, I want to show you this little video skit that I put into this video for you to watch. So here it is.
Let's jump on in then. Can you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a mom. I have a daughter. She's just
Oh,
finished high school.
mhm.
I'm originally from Los Angeles and
Oh,
everything.
wow.
And on the weekends I do like to hang out with my friends and maybe we
Oh,
do some baking sometime. I'm
oh.
also part of a
Oh,
yoga retreat program that I go to every year. Oh my God. We have three cats and my neighbor's cat
oh, wow.
always comes
Wow.
over and
That's not really what I meant.
well, you asked to me to tell you about me. So you can see she went just too far. She went too far left. She was telling about everything that she was doing under the sun. And see, people get into that thing because they haven't, found a podcast or somebody to help them. And a lot of people just don't have career consultants, so they really don't know what to do. But I'm here to help you, okay? I'm here to help you. What you don't want to do is just go on and on and on. What you do want to do, you want to get your CV, right? And then you start looking over your jobs. You want to look at those jobs and then you want to speak to those jobs in a very short and concise way. And then you're kind of rounding it up. It should take you, maybe 90 seconds to 2 minutes to answer the so tell me about yourself question, right? So, for example, when she asked, can you tell me about yourself? You would start by saying something along the lines, say, on my first job, I was doing very well, and very quickly I was promoted to team lead. And my manager said I was promoted to team lead because of my positive attitude. I was very quick to help others on the team. And I showed myself to be such a team player that she thought, you know what? I see some leadership qualities in you. And so she gave me that opportunity. And from there, you see what I'm doing? I'm going to the next role. From there, I moved on to another organization where I actually began to manage a team. My organizational skills, my ability to multitask, my ability to lead teams, and again, my positive attitude, right? We're highlighting the good things about you, the good things that were said about you, and you're bringing that into the conversation. And then say if there's a third job and say, or maybe within that job, you might say, and during that period, I was promoted two further times over a 2-year period. And now I'm project manager. And at this present moment, I'm looking for a role that will challenge me further and help me to develop my career. When you do something like that, that is very impressive. See, they're not concerned about what you do outside of work. Not at this point. They want to know your history, right? Because what they usually will have, or you should also bring, is a copy of your CV for them to have sitting in front of them. A good hiring manager has already seen your CV and will hopefully have it with them. And so as you tell your story, it should correlate to your actual CV. So you're talking about how you started, how you carried on, how you were made team lead, and your next job and your next job, which then leads me to here, right? Now I'm looking for a role that would do X, Y, and Z. Give me a challenge, enhance my skill set, a place where I could add value with the skill set that I have at present. A lot of people just get it so wrong. They really think that they're curious about your personal life, curious about what you do after work. Now, This might be something later on, maybe second interview or third interview, where they're really getting to know who you are, and they've gotten the competency questions out of the way, and they might just be nice and friendly asking these questions. And that's when a little bit of that goes on. And even then, though, I want you to keep things very condensed, to say, oh, on my free time, I volunteer as such and such. The more that you can kind of relate some of that external activity into the internal activity, it does look good. Now, let me tell you, I was on a group session, and during the group session, they had someone from the organization come in and kind of motivate and inspire the women on the leadership program that I was training and coaching on. She was a natural introvert. And there was a holiday party, a festive party at the organization. And so what she did was she brought her camera because she loved taking photos. So she said she started taking photos, and then, people were really impressed when she shared them out. And so then they said, oh, can you put together a nice little collage for the internal intranet? And of course she did. And every party she was invited to and asked, hey, bring your camera. Would you mind bringing your camera? Doing some photos. She got so popular with her photos that helped her, and in her own way she was able to network because of that. Now, when you share your history or your work history, then you can go ahead and talk about how maybe you like to do photographs and things like that, and you could say, I've been very active at work, taking photos, and I go to the parties, etc., etc. That's when your personal life is really quite useful within a new organization. I think there's something quite nice about that, because you're bringing that personal into the mix at work. These days we hear a lot about authenticity, and what I'm finding is they think authenticity is telling them everything that you do outside of work. But that's not what authenticity is. Authenticity is, speaking up, sharing, being yourself. So again, let's backtrack. We don't talk about everything that we do outside of work. No, they don't want to know that. What we do talk about is our work history, right? In a flow, starting from, say, the early career, and then leading to present day, highlighting any achievements within the organizations that you work for and any promotions. The next time you are asked, please tell me about yourself, you should see a positive return on the time that you spent putting this together. And that leads me to this. This isn't something that you naturally probably going to be able to do. You are going to have to sit back, script it out, look at your CV, script out what you'd want to say, keeping it to no more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes is quite a long time. Write it down, practice it in front of the mirror or with a friend or family member. And then when that time comes, you are ready to shine. I have another video that I really would like you to watch, and it's all about quiet quitting. So click right above for the next video on quiet quitting. Ciao for now.